it's pretty hard to, I think, build on your culture at work without investing in your people and being empathetic of your people. We never would have expected that we'd have operational procedure based off our emotions. And that was because we decided to put our people first and what they wanted to do. So my name's Jono, and I'm the managing director for Sole Landscapes. We have two businesses in Wellington and in the Wairarapa. We, for a long time, have always been pretty focused on our people. We've definitely tried to prioritise recruiting and maintaining and sort of upkeep of good people within our business. We had a tough couple of years where we probably, didn't really follow that ethos as well as we could have, and then sort of got back into that, and we identified that we wanted something to help us, I guess, improve a little bit, but more solidify, our culture and understand more what we're about and what kind of makes it, a good place to work. And also, how can we keep developing our people and keep investing in our people? And knowing Jeremy reasonably well, I'd had a few conversations with him about it and what he was doing and what he was sort of setting out to achieve. And it really sort of struck a chord with me. And after we did our first day, it was immediately apparent that we'd kind of made the right decision. So we did a workshop, and we had both the Wairarapa contingent and the Wellington contingent all in one room. And it was a really, really rewarding day. Like, we didn't get through the entirety of what we were trying to do, but what we did get through was extremely beneficial, and just the flow and effects from that was so great for us. But I think in the industry in general is if males have a problem, they sort of just let things fester up, have a bit of a barney, and then get on with it. And that goes away for that period, but it doesn't solve the problem long term. We definitely noticed that that was sort of happening a little bit. We found that there was a lot of people at work sort of holding on to grudges and not really trying to communicate that in a productive and constructive way. And we just wanted to give people the courage to have confronting conversations, to, also be empathetic of everybody else's situation. And this definitely was a method to assist us with that. I think by the end of the day, everybody had a chance and had contributed to what we were doing, what we were setting out to achieve. And there was just some really good, significant debate, which they probably had never had that chance to really fight for what they believed in and why they were doing it. And it was really rewarding to see that from my perspective. I think the biggest thing that we have realized probably is that area of empathy. I've had numerous guys message me. They've had something happen on one of their sites, or they've had something happen with another staff member, and instead of kind of jumping to a conclusion and jumping to try and solve that problem, or jumping to get down the neck of that person, they will message me first and ask for advice on how they could communicate that. And that was something definitely that wasn't going on beforehand. And to be honest, most of it is just trying to open their horizons to making sure that they're aware of their personal circumstances. Do you have the full picture? What you're prepared to say, is that going to make the situation better or worse? And it's kind of doing that sort of self-reflection before you actually go ahead and have the conversation. And I think that's been really, really handy. And we're having far more constructive conversations. I think another part that our leaders, they've taken a lot of kind of what we set out in our workshop day, and it's kind of naturally created some systems and processes, which I never thought that would have happened. They have rituals that we have every at the start of every day and at the start of every week, end of every week, which it's great for their routine. Everybody's on the same page at work, whether you're just running buckets or whether you're building decks. Everybody feels included in what the plan is and where you're going for the week. And that was something that just came out of randomly, and I never appreciated that would be the case.
What do you think are the biggest obstacles for people talking about emotions in the workplace?
To be honest, I think it's just getting started. Like, the conversation might not be easy, or the topic of the conversation, but having the conversation only gets easier once you've started. I sort of alluded earlier to that period. That was probably why we were struggling for a little bit, is because people were struggling to start having those conversations, whereas now they're much more willing to start them. And I think that if you're going to definitely work on your emotional culture, it is really important is to have that courage and make sure that you're staff and your people are empowered to have that courage to have those conversations. I've always believed that people are more important than anything else, and it's pretty hard to, I think, build on your culture at work without investing in your people and being empathetic of your people. We never would have expected that we'd have operational procedure based off our emotions. And that was because we decided to put our people first and what they wanted to do. And that came about completely organically and took zero effort on my behalf. So that's got to be a win, isn't it?